The complete history of Yin Yoga, from Taoist roots to modern practice, origins, the ancient foundations of Yin Yoga. Yin Yoga, as we know it today, is a relatively modern name for an ancient practice. Before it was popularized in the West, it was deeply rooted in Taoist philosophy and classical Chinese medicine, often referred to as Taoist yoga. However, the practice of long-held meditative postures extends even further back into history, connecting to both Indian yoga traditions and Chinese Daoyin practices, which means guiding and leading energy. Daoyin, dating back over 4,000 years, was a form of movement and breath control designed to cultivate qi, life force energy, within the body. It was practiced in ancient China to enhance longevity, health, and spiritual awareness. The earliest known texts referencing these practices appear in the Tao Te Ching, circa 500 BCE, attributed to Laozi, and the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine, Wangdi Neijing, around 200 BCE, which both describe energy meridians and how stillness in specific postures could enhance internal harmony. In parallel, ancient Indian yogis also practiced long-held postures to activate prana, life force energy, but their focus was more on preparing the body for deep meditation rather than the meridian-focused health benefits described in Daoyin. While the Yoga Sutras of Panjali, circa 200 BCE, emphasize a more structured system of yoga, there are also descriptions of seated meditation postures that resemble modern yin yoga, particularly in Hatha Yoga texts such as the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, 15th century CE. Thus, we see that long-held, passive postures were an integral part of both Chinese and Indian spiritual traditions. Taoist yoga and the influence of martial arts. By the time of the Han Dynasty, 206 BCE, 220 CE, Taoist monks had formalized many Dao Yin exercises, which were later absorbed into the martial arts traditions that formed the foundations of Tai Chi and Qigong. These monks practiced soft, yielding movements balanced with deep, prolonged stillness, aiming to harmonize the body's yin and yang energies. Taoist sages, especially those living in seclusion in mountains like Wudang and Huashan, developed stillness-based practices that mirror modern yin yoga. They understood that holding postures for extended periods helped move qi through the meridians, strengthening internal organs and cultivating Shen, spirit consciousness. This practice was known simply as Taoist yoga for centuries. Unlike Indian yoga, which emphasized ascetic discipline, Taoist yoga was more fluid and focused on natural energy flow rather than rigid rules. The transition into modern yin yoga. The poly-zinc influence, 1970s to 1980s. The bridge between Taoist yoga and modern yin yoga came through poly-zinc, a martial arts champion who trained in both Taoist yoga and kung fu. In the 1970s and 1980s, he introduced a system called yin and yang yoga, which incorporated long-held passive stretches, yin, alongside dynamic movements, yang. Zinc's system was unique, but it was not yet the yin yoga we know today. Paul Grilly and the Anatomical Revolution, 1990s-2000s. Paul Grilly, an American yoga teacher, studied Taoist yoga with poly-zinc, but later deepened his understanding by integrating Western anatomy and Chinese meridian theory. He realized that holding poses for a long time stimulated the fascia, ligaments, and connective tissues, an aspect missing from most modern yoga styles, which focused more on muscle engagement. Grilly studied Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama's research on meridians, linking yin yoga to traditional Chinese medicine, TCM. He also learned from Dr. Gil Hedley's work on fascia, which scientifically validated how long, passive stretches help the body heal at a deep structural level. Through Grilly's teachings, yin yoga transformed into a precise system where postures were held for 3 to 5 minutes or longer to target deep connective tissues, stimulate meridians, and enhance qi flow. Sarah Powers and the Mindfulness Connection, 2000s present. Sarah Powers, another key figure in yin yoga, expanded upon Grilly's work by weaving in Buddhist mindfulness meditation, particularly Vipassana techniques. She emphasized internal awareness, breathwork, and mental surrender, bringing yin yoga into the realm of meditative self-inquiry and energetic awakening. Her version of yin yoga also connected it back to Indian yoga traditions, reminding practitioners that passive meditative postures had always existed in early yogic disciplines like Raja Yoga and Kriya Yoga. The esoteric and energetic benefits of yin yoga. 1. Meridian and chakra activation. Each pose targets specific meridians, energy channels, mirroring acupuncture points in Chinese medicine. The practice is also aligned with chakra activation, ensuring pranic energy, prana, flows freely through the body. 2. Deep fascia release and emotional healing. Fascia stores physical tension and emotional trauma. Holding poses for extended periods unwinds stored stress at the subconscious level. Some practitioners report experiencing deep emotional releases as yin yoga unlocks stored memories and past energetic blockages. 3. Strengthening the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest mode. Yin yoga calms the nervous system, shifting the body into a healing state rather than the fight-or-flight mode of modern stress. This lowers cortisol, improves digestion, enhances sleep, and reduces anxiety. 4. Enhancing meditation and city practice. Holding postures for long durations builds extreme patience and inner stillness, perfect for practicing Siddhi's spiritual powers. Some advanced yogis use yin yoga before deep meditation, Siddhi practice, or mantra work, as it removes energy blockages and prepares the body for higher states of consciousness. The modern evolution and true purpose of yin yoga. Today, yin yoga is one of the fastest growing yoga styles worldwide. However, its deepest purpose is often misunderstood. Many people view it as merely a passive stretching practice, but true yin yoga is a gateway to profound internal alchemy. When practiced with full awareness, it awakens dormant energies, dissolves internal resistance, and prepares the aspirant for enlightenment. In the same way that Hatha Yoga was designed to balance solar, Ha, and lunar Tha energies, Yin Yoga was designed to balance yin and yang forces within us. If practiced properly, with mindfulness, breath awareness, and an understanding of Qi flow, Yin Yoga becomes a tool for liberation, a direct path to enlightenment. Conclusion: Yin Yoga as the lost link to ancient wisdom. Yin Yoga is not merely a modern practice, but rather a resurrection of the oldest yogic traditions. It weaves together the meditative stillness of ancient yogis, the energetic wisdom of Chinese Tao Yin masters, the fascial and anatomical insights of modern science. When we practice Yin Yoga correctly, we are not just stretching, we are communing with the wisdom of thousands of years. For those seeking true spiritual awakening, Yin Yoga is not just an option, it is a necessary component of the path. Final thought? A more authentic name for Yin Yoga? Although Yin Yoga is the most recognized name today, Taoist Yoga or Tao Yin Yoga might be more historically accurate. If you prefer an even deeper connection to its roots, you might consider calling it Taoist Yoga of Stillness, Tao Yin Meditation Yoga, the Yoga of Qi Flow. No matter the name, the essence remains: stillness is the key to ultimate transformation.